Yo, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Happy New
That's
Year's.
good.
Happy New Year's
Happy New Year.
indeed. Welcome to the pod. It's the Ickes Deep Podcast. I'm your humble host, Toke. You already know how we do it. We about to get deep into a subject. And this subject is generational wealth. And of course, it's brought to you by our home dog right down in the bottom right corner, Darnell. So before I get into going into it, make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And share this with a friend of a friend of a friend, and your family, and your family, and your family, and your dog, and your cat, and your fish, and your lizard. Every motherfucking body. Please and thank you. So generational wealth. Darnell, please give us a breakdown of what generational wealth is first and foremost, so that way we all have a guideline to go off of. And
Well,
then from
actually,
there, I have a few questions to start the conversation.
is no definition of generational wealth. It's simply something that can be handed out to the next generation. So that could be $1, that could be $1 million. There is no technical amount
he's such a
of
douchebag.
generational wealth.
But what is? Give us a baseline definition, please.
Bro.
No, but that's
give us a base.
No.
Don't be an
word-
asshole.
Bro.
Don't be an
Word
asshole. Give us a
have
baseline.
Meaning, OJ. Okay,
That's true. Generational
Word
wealth
is-
has a meaning. So
I had to look up the actual meaning of what is actually technically considered, because I thought that was actually an amount.
okay. Okay.
no
I'm sorry. Okay. Let me do it like this then. Since we're gonna be so
No. I was getting there. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Now, for me, generational wealth is, I guess, something that would give you a upper middle class living standard for 60 years. Right? That's, to me, would be generational wealth, but that would be like a whole lump sum, right? So whatever would keep me in that socioeconomic status for the next 60 years is what I would consider generational wealth. So we're talking about around, I guess, more or less like $6 million. Right? That would, to me, would be generational wealth. Okay. I could stop working, literally just put it in a bank, live off most of the investments, and live my life. I can be on a beach. I can go to Thailand, just be sitting on the beach. And I'm like, hey, I got tired of this. Let me go to Kazakhstan. Let me go to, I don't know, Croatia. Let me go to Mali. I could just travel, just bouncing around the world, living off my interest, and still got money to burn. And then that's when I go, guess what? My, investments should go fairly well. I mean, stock market's up and down, but over the course of 60 years, it's going to be more up than down. So, considering that I cover most of inflation everywhere, I could hand it down to my children, and as long as they don't, I guess, wrongly mess it up trying to like make bad investments, because there are people that have generational wealth, but it goes away because of just bad spending.
So all right, let me stop you right there. So
I don't agree with
are
that,
you telling me
but-
generational wealth, in your definition, let me just break it down real simple, is wealth that could be potentially passed down to the next generation?
That is the technical definition of it, yes. But what I'm saying is, I guess, for the scope and for the scope of this conversation, is like something that could be passed down to another generation, that could also, again, like I said, upper middle class living for 60 years.
Okay. All right, got you. We're already 4 minutes in. Let me get to the next one. OJ, what is your definition of generational wealth?
I mean, it's like what Darnell said. It's creating a platform. Man,
hey, listen, you always pick it back off me, bro.
What's the name?
Just keep going, man.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Look, man.
Keep going, man.
Sorry, man.
The name Otis.
I do all the legwork. It's all good.
The name Otis means wealth. Y'all can look it up. The name Otis means wealth.
Well, where you get that from? MadeUpMonkeyShit.com?
I swear we couldn't be in the podcast in the same room, bro. I'll have to start off on you, man. I'll have to hit you with a wrestling move, bro. You be no, in all seriousness though.
Oh shit.
It's a platform, man. You're creating a platform for the future generation. Now, what they do with it, that's not on you. You set up a structure, you set up a system, you give your kids the opportunity. Well, you teach them the value of finances and money and how to navigate, not just the money aspect, but the networking aspect. Because you can have $0 and 0 cent, but you have a strong network core. You can find your way to,
All right, hold on, OJ. Look, y'all. I need y'all to keep it very basic. What is generational? If I want y'all to go into,
hey, how about you answer them, man?
Bro, nigga. Come on, man. Y'all going on tangents. I need y'all to keep it very simple. When I ask y'all, bro, shush, nigga. Come on, man. You sowing dissension. Listen, I need y'all to keep it very simple. What is generational wealth? I don't need y'all to break down how y'all gonna get generational wealth. I don't need y'all to do none of that right now. We gonna get into that. I just want y'all definition of what generational wealth is. Last I checked, when I looked at Webster, ain't no fucking paragraph worth of definitions for one thing.
Well, you didn't say give me 5 seconds. Say it in three sentences. You said what's my definition? You gave him 4 minutes, and I get a minute.
I didn't want to give him 4 minutes. He went on a tangent, and you about to go on another one.
I was done.
I didn't go on a tangent. I simply gave you a definition.
All right, man. Man, what is generational wealth to you?
To me, it's just it's not. I don't have a specific number, but if I leave something to my son, if it makes it to his son, I think that's generational wealth.
As far as what makes it to him?
If I leave something like money or assets to my son, if it makes it to his son, I think that's generational wealth.
Okay, so that's very basic. Thank you. So one thing y'all kept saying, it was all based when y'all talk about wealth, it was all around money. Oh, and Mel kind of broke down a little bit more into assets. You know what I'm saying? But when I think of generational wealth, I'm thinking of stuff that I can pass down to the next generation, and then that they can pass down that same knowledge and expand on it, like a scientific experiment. You know what I'm saying? You keep doing something over a repeated time, it's destined to get better and better. So that's what I think of generational wealth, not just a money aspect. That's what I want to add to it. Now the biggest question here is, why is generational wealth important?
In 3 sentences, Darnell, 3 sentences.
No, this ain't a definition. This ain't a definition question. Why is generational wealth important? Now we have an open dialogue. Why is it important?
Well, in the short term, I think it's important for you to set your kids up to be, well off. Is all skewed about how you want your kids to be, or what you find as success, or whatever the case may be. I think it creates a system within your family. What I personally would want is for me to set my kids up with not just money, but as somebody was saying, a system of life. And as I get older, I've already set myself up to take care of myself as far as like finances. But now I'm passing on a new way of living, right? Almost like a new baseline. Like it's almost guaranteed for everybody to now have a house at bare minimum, house, car, and investing. Now, creating a business, that's all on them, and then they have a new platform to live in.
Okay, Darnell,
why is generational wealth important? Well, I think every parent, everybody that even thinking about having some generations after, you want to leave them in a position better than where you started. And we say, a lot of people say money isn't everything, but damn it, money is a lot of things. So by giving them, I guess, the gift of finances, you give them a leg up, you give them an advantage over their peers if you have some type of quote unquote generational wealth. So it's just setting them up better than their competition. that's why it's important.
Okay. Just setting them up for success in the future.
Yeah, and I agree with both of what OJ and Darnell said. Like, yeah, making it even with other than money, like the knowledge, like the home buying process or starting a business. Like, you know, you can know that stuff. Like, you can learn that in middle school instead of learning it in your 30s or your 20s. So, it's having a better understanding on that, having a leg up, like learning that stuff faster than like when I think generational, I think faster than what I learned it, faster than what my dad learned it, faster than what his dad learned it. So when it's time for my kids to have kids, they can teach them, you know, secondhand knowledge to them. They can pass it down a lot faster and have a lot more access and tools to make it happen.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, y'all work I can assume everybody here is working on generational wealth right now, right?
Yeah.
Is that a safe assumption?
Yeah.
Yep.
In one way or another, yeah.
And
Yeah.
okay. Did that cycle start with you or a generation before you? Or generations before that? Are you the first person in a lineage of generational wealth?
I think my dad started it. Yeah, I
Okay.
think my dad started before me, but it's we grew up together a little bit, so we're only 17 years apart. So I'm part of the whole learning process with him a little bit. So, and the communication ain't that good, so I kind of learned by watching. But I'll say my dad started it.
Okay.
I'll say for me, my grandmother started. Well, actually, her dad started. So my great granddad started by buying land, and then my grandma, she had land and she tried to make store. But she always wanted to run a business, but none of her kids wanted to run the family business because, man, if whoever my family see this, my grandmother sometimes is a tyrant. She rules over all, and she kind of pushed him away. And then I so happened to, I didn't necessarily catch it from her, but I found my own rhythm by watching. I mean, honestly, through social media, like the people who in the background of these pictures are some people who I actually follow in their wealth tactics, not realizing that it's in my blood that I worked in her store when I was younger, so it was still there subconsciously to be better for myself. But yeah, I'm not the first one to start it, but I'm the first one to rekindle it. That makes sense for my family.
Okay. Darnell?
No, I wouldn't say I'm the first. And that's the thing. I think the definition of what we consider generational wealth has changed throughout the generations. When it's first, let's say like 1865, right? 13th Amendment ratified, and we have freedom, allegedly. I think it started then. Black people were starting to acquire property, acquire resources, acquire assets, and they were building for the preceding generations to build upon that. So I think our forebears really started the whole generational wealth thing. Now, whether all of us were able to take from that and build upon it as well, we all know how that worked out. But as far as my direct lineage is concerned, I would say my grandparents, because they had land that was passed on to my aunts and uncles and my father. And that's a conversation I need to have with my father. They're getting up in age, really, and I kind of need to know their wishes for the future and also incorporate that into my, I guess, calculus for the future of myself. So I would say it started at least like as far as I'm concerned, for me personally, I would say 2 generations ago. So my grandparents.
Okay. For me, I'll say it started with my dad. I don't know too much of my grandfather's histories. But yeah, I say it started with my dad. So, building real estate and just having that hard work ethic and all that sort, working a 9 to 5, going to school, taking care of your family, all of those things were passed down to me, I want to say. And I mean, there's some other things you could say passed down, that some bad habits, some good habits, whatever. But for the most part, yeah, those things are passed down. I think the most important aspect was passed down from generation wise was that hard work ethic, making sure I'm not gonna go broke, I'm not gonna go hungry, and just always know how to take care of your family. So I think that was one of the most important things. And like Darnell was saying, it's a conversation I need to have, a little bit more conversation I need to have.
Yeah.
Because I think we do lose communication, especially as men, between the older and the younger generations. Like, we don't want to hear it at some age, but I think we are at an age where we have to start posing those questions like, hey, what did it take for you to get there?
And also, I will say, to interject, that's how a lot of property, a lot of stuff gets lost to the government and the powers that be, because there's no direct line of ascension, I guess, when it comes to our wealth, and it simply gets distributed amongst those who are in those circles. And a lot of us probably did have a right to a lot of land, but end up like the Gullah Geechee people of South Carolina, who had their land taken away from them and made into beachside resorts where corporations making money off. And thing is, that could have very well been property of ours, So in order to stop shit like that from happening, we need to be in the know, and we need to be active and proactive when it comes to keeping our assets within our community and within our namesakes. So
this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, I think so this is kind of gonna go to my next question. What is the most important aspect of generational wealth, as far as, y'all say money, but what does it actually take to obtain generational wealth?
I think Darnell, you was kind of saying it, man, but I don't think I might have heard correctly. But I think that transition between life and death is where generational wealth is truly created, in my opinion. Like, you can teach a child everything that they can know, but it's capital. You really need capital to make those big jumps and big leaps. Like, unless you sell a house, sell a property, mail you. I'm not sure if it's your cousin, but he was telling me the best and worst thing that happened to him was his grandmother passing. It was major, but she left him a house, and she didn't leave him a bunch of debt. She didn't leave him a bunch of, she didn't leave him in turmoil. You get left a house, and this is your first property. Like, man, you're sad, but it's like you're now at a new platform that you can now start your kids on. And I think that transition of like, hey, when my kids die, or when I die, then my kids will inherit something versus go into debt because of my family.
And Blanco, I need my mule. Westside, facts. This is what I was going to. Westside, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say this. Hands down, knowledge is the most important thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Knowledge is the most important. It is knowledge, because
that's what Darnell was alluding to.
Even if it's not just like knowledge, but knowledge of, like, when Darnell talking about, we don't know what we got. Like, if your granny died, she got a house, you don't know about it. You don't know about it. That shit gonna go after a year. After the property taxes is up, they're gonna sell it. They're gonna auction it off. Somebody else gonna buy it for cheap, and then they gonna have it. And then you gonna look back years. And I'm like, damn, I wish I would have known Granny left me a house. I didn't know that. So knowledge, I think knowledge is the most important thing, and that goes beyond knowledge of how to manage your money too. I think that's better than having assets and capital, because if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna fuck it off. That's just it, for real.
Yeah, I think even with creating the knowledge, man, because a lot of people know what to do, bro. Just like I guarantee we all know how to lose some weight. We all know how to save our money. And that's not something that we have to be
never lost no weight in my life.
And this goes along with it. Make sure y'all Google search unclaimed property for whatever state y'all grew up in and lived in. Search your own names and your family names. I found money for myself, mom, and uncles. Hey, that's a key right there. Westside says talk, Mill. So let me chime in. So I've seen on Instagram like some reels or some Facebook and TikToks where people talk about trust. Because like y'all pass down houses, and then it says like the generation after has to pay the capital gains if they look to sell the house. So the best thing you could possibly do is put it in a trust, put some stipulations on there that they gotta meet these wickets in order to obtain what's inside the trust, and then that actually benefits them in the long run. So if y'all saw in the thumbnail, I had Patrick Bet-David. He actually said this about his kids, because he had talked about he had went to his like his 2 boys. He's like, hey, if I was to die, where would all my money go? And it was like, oh, it'd go to mommy. Oh, okay, you smart. Okay. What if mommy and daddy were not here? Who would the money go? Oh, it should go to us. Or it should go to me. Then one kid was like, oh, what about me? Okay, we can split it 50-50. But then a little girl in the background, like, oh, I want some money. She's like, don't worry about it. We'll take care of you. But then he was like, okay, what about the 2-month-old? So it's like they'll be fighting over money instead of having the right structures behind it to where they can support themselves. So what he did was they have to basically like go to school, kind of like what Tariq had to do in Power. He had to go to school. You had to be a good person, no drugs. It was a whole bunch of stipulations in there they had to meet in order to get the money and get the real estate and things like that. So
but what happened if they don't meet it?
They don't get the house. They don't get the money.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than knowledge, bro, because they can know what to do and still fail.
It's about being a good person. Exactly.
No, but like, but who gets it if they don't get it? They just sell it and nobody get it?
I don't know.
Well, it might get donated in most cases.
Yeah, he probably just donated.
No, it probably goes to the government and then they auction it off.
There's a problem.
I doubt he'll let his property get auctioned off to the government. That's not that.
That's the thing. Like, okay, again, ask those Gullah Geechee people how they got their shit taken away from them.
Eminent domain.
How somebody just come in with a low offer and the government like, hey, here you go. And now,
have y'all ever watched the show Yellowstone?
Not yet.
I haven't. No,
I heard about it.
I need to watch Yellowstone. That he fighting for his land. They trying to eminent domain. They turn into resorts and casinos. And you got to watch Yellowstone. That's exactly what you're talking about right there. That's a white man fighting with other white men. So you got to watch that.
What you talk about Darnell is when they won the case, they got to pay them like so many millions of dollars or something. Or I
think you talking about the one in California, Mel.
Yeah, it was in California.
And they ended up
I'm
selling
talking about South Carolina. Like, they literally had like all this land right to them, but the thing is, it's split between like 13, 14 people, and because all of them weren't, I guess, didn't sign the deed, or there was some paperwork thing where not everybody was involved. So therefore, the government had a right to come in and take it because it was technically unclaimed because you needed everybody that was involved was your quorum. And since a quorum wasn't there, they came in and like, all right, this seized the property, seized the land. And then again, sold it off to whomever was paying for it, were auctioning for it. And again, like I said, then it ended up becoming beachside property. And a lot of these corporations come in, built up little hotels and what have you, golf courses, all that shit. And you see corporate America making, millions upon millions of dollars while, that should have been you. At least you got a piece of it. Now, it's one thing for it to get sold to corporate America. It's another thing for you not to have a piece of that. Because that's the thing. You could have sold it yourself and, say, hey, I get like, whatever percentage of whatever's made there. And then, guess what? You got a stream of income that never stops. And it can be handed on passed down from generation to generation. So that way your forebears, your descendants have something. No matter what they do, they'll always have money.
I think we care too much about generation.
Hold on, OJ.
Say what?
If y'all just joining us, I see it got 11 people in here. We got 4 likes.
Shout out to 11 people.
Let's get 11 likes, people. I know we're a small channel. We're trying to get our name up out there. So let's get 4 likes. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you haven't shared the video, please share the video. It's the S2EP podcast. We talk about generational wealth. We want to hear about y'all, what y'all doing to have generational wealth in the chat as well. Please join the conversation, and we will interact with y'all throughout the show. Thank y'all for joining us, by the way, too. OJ, go ahead.
Yeah, we need 2 more subscribers, by the way. But
2 more for 50. That's crazy.
Yeah. Come on, let's get us to 50, guys. Get us to 50 subscribers. It's a fresh year. Let's do it. Yeah,
they liking it. But yeah, man, I mean, we're talking about generational wealth, but like, I don't think I want my kids like to just inherit a bunch of money they didn't work for. And I think it's hard. It's really hard to do, because you want your kids to be straight, right? I'm pretty sure y'all want your kids to to be safe and to to feel good, not have to struggle. But if they didn't work for it and you just giving your kids a bunch of fuck you money, then they're gonna fuck it off. You might be actually doing them more harm.
But look, that's why I say.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But that's why I'm saying, like, I'd rather teach my son how to do this shit before I just, like, I die, he get a whole bunch of money, and like my I ain't rich right now, so like my oldest son, he going through it with me. Like, shit, we ain't rich, we whatever. He gonna know shit, but I don't even want to, like, his kids to just be some rich assholes that I don't, what I'm saying? My granddad was rich and he gave us a whole bunch of money. So
hey, like, there is a sense of discernment. There should be a sense of discernment here. Like, I'm not saying just give it to your kid just cause, right? If your kid's gonna be an asshole and just blow the money, then don't put them in the will. Hand it out to them.
So look. I feel like we're focusing too much on money. There's other things.
It could be the business. It could be a business.
It could be a house too. Like,
it could be a house.
Can I get my thoughts off?
No.
Man, let the floor.
Can I get my thoughts off?
No, this is our podcast.
You cut out. Yeah, you cut out.
I'm the host. I cut it off and I gave you back the floor.
Man, we're talking.
All right, go ahead.
It wasn't. Darnell was talking.
No, Mel was talking. We ain't gotta shut every time you wanted to speak. Everybody shut the fuck up. Everybody. I'm Cam. I'm the mediator. Y'all better shut y'all ass up. What it sound like, man? We talking. It's the podcast. Damn.
Oh, did you like the video?
Right.
No, did you like the video?
I can't see the video right now. I like the one from last week.
Yeah, Cam, did you like it? Okay, there you go. All right.
I liked it before we even started. Now, can I get my thoughts off of y'all?
Let's hear it, boss.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got y'all permission to fucking talk.
There we go.
All right. It's more than just money. I ain't talking about just real estate. I'm not just talking about a business. I'm talking about just knowledge in general. Generational wealth is more than just money. All right. Things that deal with finances, not just finances. Teaching your kid how to respect other people, teaching them how to cook something, teaching them how to fish, teaching them how to hunt, teaching them how to make a fucking fire, teaching them how to dress correctly, how to cut their own hair. It's other aspects of generational wealth. It's a recipe.
Cam,
passing down a recipe book is generational wealth.
Cam, that's look. I think you're talking about raising a child.
That's it.
That's not
wealth.
Yes, it is.
That's not.
Like, those are two different things.
Raising a kid.
Those are two different things.
No, it's not. It's
yes,
really not.
When I think about generational wealth, I'm thinking about like assets.
I'm thinking assets versus liability.
What's your biggest asset? What's your biggest asset?
My brain.
What's your biggest asset?
My brain, and I look good.
Exactly. Your fucking brain.
Generational
wealth. That's the thing. Like,
but I have to use my brain to.
And you gotta pass the fucking knowledge off. It's not just finance.
But that's the thing. If it doesn't
you may not ever be rich.
It doesn't make sense.
You may never be rich. You may never. Your goal may be a fucking millionaire. But how many people achieve being a millionaire in their lifetime?
But when you ask what
I think all four of us made $1 million in our lifetime.
I don't know about that. Maybe. I don't know.
It's not guaranteed. But what is guaranteed is the life that you lived. what you
So
learned within that 70, 80, fucking 100 years.
Okay, but again,
You know
I think that's beyond the
different
scope
things, man.
of the aim of this conversation. You're talking about raising a child, which we talked on a previous podcast. Raising a child, yes, I agree with you in that sense. But we're talking about generational wealth. It's a lot more tangible than what you're making it out to be.
Yeah, you're talking
Now
about
we're
like
talking about the tangible
specifically
stuff,
raising a
not
child.
the
I didn't give
the
you
knowledge and
I didn't give you all tangible items.
when you talk about generational wealth, I don't think I don't. My mind don't go to cooking and ironing your clothes and shaking hands. Like, yeah, a little bit of that. Like, if that's, yeah, you do have to know how to fucking talk to people, address people, how to have discernment, respect for yourself, respect for others. Yeah, that's a part of me teaching you how to be an adult. Which, yeah, I guess goes into generational wealth, but that's not what I'm thinking about when we talk about that. I'm thinking about assets, how to gain and keep that. But yeah, all of
The
that stuff
chat's on
is
my side.
important.
Just so y'all know.
The shade on your side. You're talking
The
about
chat's on
raising
my
a
side.
child or raising a human
You're
being.
What happens
talking
when
about
your
two
child
different-
is
We're
grown
talking
now?
about very different things here, Cam.
It's
I
talking about
you're talking
specifically
about
generational
grooming.
wealth.
You have to groom someone to pass down that knowledge, because that leads me to my next point, or it leads me to the next discussion. Let me just go ahead and talk about this real quick.
bro, you got Floyd
That's a quote.
Mayweather as a thumbnail, bro. I know you're not talking about manners.
It's a
and
reason
all that
it's
stuff.
a reason I put certain people in there. I didn't put everybody who's having generational wealth. Like Guy Fieri talking about he ain't gonna give none of his kids generational wealth. I didn't put everybody in there that's talked about either passing it down or not passing it down. They talk about some type of aspect of generational wealth. That's why I put them in the thumbnail. So there's a quote, and we kind of talked about this a little bit currently. Tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. Do y'all think there's any validity to this quote? And if so, what's the purpose of generational wealth if the generations to come will lose it?
Yeah, that was one of the problems with this, the quote unquote generational wealth. People that have large sums of money or, assets, what have you, they, I guess, become at being in that milieu sometimes leaves you devoid of having to learn life skills, having to write a resume, having to go look for a job, things of that nature where, 99.9% of us, in order to get any wealth, we have to do those things. So, yeah, there is validity to what you're saying. A lot of people that get generational wealth is lost within 3 or 4 generations, right? The 4th generation starting over again.
Yeah, and I
so
think
absolutely there is validity to that, but you don't. You can, I guess, there's a thin line between, I guess, being wealthy and then also being able to raise your progeny with some type of common sense, some type of ability to, a value in hard work and things of that nature. Yeah. Can you still teach that and have money? Like I say, if I ever got rich and I had children, like, hey, I'm rich, you're not, so like, what are you going to do to get to my level? It's like, you can teach your child.
You can, but I'm going to hold on. I'm going to be quick, so you can go ahead. I said, like to what Darnell said, you can say I'm rich, like Shaq say that to his kids, I'm rich, you not. But they are rich. When they go to school, they are rich. They are, you can't help it. They dad rich. Not to say that they not, Shaq not raising them right. Like, yeah, you can still teach them, the responsibilities of being an adult while having money. But like what Cam was saying, like when you the richer you get, the easier it is. So now you paying people instead of talking to them. Now Jack got all these jobs. I'm here. I can't be with you all the time. So now the person I'm paying is supposed to be disciplining you or checking you, and that they get lost in transition. But yeah, there is a way to teach your kids, but who knows? I don't know that long because I ain't rich.
Darnell, he said something in the comments, and I was actually about to say that, but I'm co-signing what he said.
Hey, read these comments and we'll get to Darnell's. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, you really can't focus on what they do with the money. You really can't focus on how they live their lives with this platform you created for them. All you can do is give it to them. You can give them all the knowledge, all the training, all the money. But at a certain point, you gotta be hands off. You gotta realize, like, hey, listen, I have done my job as a parent, and they have become the people they're gonna be based off of life.
But so what's the purpose of generational wealth if you know it may not get passed down?
You just putting your kids in a better situation. You can't really.
So what you want to do?
But isn't that parenting? But isn't that the whole point of parenting? Isn't that what Darnell just said? Is the point of parenting?
Yeah, but those are
Also,
different things.
Yeah, but it's
also with parenting. My dad, your parents teach you a whole bunch of shit. You go off and do some dumb shit. Like I used to do a whole bunch of dumb shit. And when I was older, shit, they told me don't drink and drive. What the fuck I went and did? Drink and drive, or don't be home when the street lights come on.
That's part of being a kid.
Drinking and driving is part of being an adult. Like I do a lot of dumb shit that I
Some
now,
kids do
but
that
like,
shit.
Or I'm sorry,
like,
it's part of being young.
but no,
It's
like
still
I'm gonna be like, once my kid gets old enough, I'm gonna fight for the best and hope for the best. But I ain't gonna, like, when I die, I don't care what they do with my money, for real. After I die, I'm dead. I hope they do what's good for it, but shit, I hope I'm not in heaven trying to think about, like, damn, I hope they not fucking up the house.
I hope not. No, I mean, but you're right though, because you gotta think about it, Cam. I feel like you're talking about like raising a kid for them to be a good, well-trained human being, and it does take a part of generation. Look, you got to have certain skills.
No, I'm not.
But look. I didn't necessarily. I mean, I was raised by my mom. I was raised by by my dad, and I had this whole regime time of my life where I was homeless. And the wealth that I have created in my life right now, bro. I said this before, but my girl does not work. My girl does not have to work. My girl almost never has to work. I have created a system within myself that I didn't get this passed down. So like I have this platform that I'm at right now, and my son, he doesn't even notice like the things that we have. This is his life. He's starting here. So now it's just like all I have to do now is to teach him how I've obtained this. And then at a certain point when I feel like he's ready, well, I might not ever feel like he's ready, just set him up and say, hey, listen, go forth, and you don't have to start at zero. Here you go. And whatever he does with that, bro, I've done my job. Whether he continues to stack on his business and continue to create more and more, yeah, that will be considered generational wealth that he can continue to go on and on. But as Darnell said, bro, you can go do drugs. He can go just fuck all that money off and give it to women.
He just said he said don't give the money to drug addicts. Actually, is what he said.
Well, of course I wouldn't give it.
He said there's exceptions. There's exceptions to it. All right, so let me read these comments. Like, just because you have a successful business and want to pass it down doesn't mean your child wants to run that business. They have their own life and goals. Agreed. Can we define a few words first? I think that will add a little clarity to the conversation. Rich, wealthy, generational. I asked everyone a definition of generational wealth at the beginning of this.
Hold on, let me go back to the other comment, because if I pass down something to my kid, he don't want it, he sell it. I pass it down to him, he can do whatever he want with it.
It still count.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think giving someone the knowledge and the ability to have options and know what to do with what assets you give them is the most important thing.
That's the most important thing. Knowledge. They don't have to do whatever you say. You can give somebody, bro. How many times we've been taught something and just completely just fucked it off and said, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's cool too. But
you know why you do that? Wow. You know why you do that?
Because we have the freedom to do so.
But it's also you have that knowledge that they gave you, plus your own inputs that you want to try and test out. That's just how life goes. You're going to be rebellious, especially when it comes to your parents.
We have all drank to the point where say, Lord, I ain't doing this ever again.
And still did it again.
And still did it again, bro. You can't, certain things as a parent we can't control. There's certain things as human we can't control. The passing on to wealth, it's my judgment call to say if my son is ready for this business or not. And then at that point, even if I feel like I am so certain he gets the business, everything is in his name, bro, he can say, bro, I'm fucking blowing all this because I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. But he still has that money. Now he can be on a boat or a yacht. But I think Westside is saying, like, we got to clarify what's rich, what's wealthy, and what's generation. But we said it in the beginning, but it's like, wait, talking, Kim? Kim, on mute.
Talking to somebody else.
No, he's on mute.
No, I just didn't want to interrupt you. I was on mute.
Okay.
I'm looking at the definitions right now. All right, so wealth, an abundance of viable material possessions or resources, abundant supply.
Hold on. You said viable, right?
Abundant.
Value, like it has value to it. Valuable. I'm sorry, my accent's fucking it up.
The Detroit in you, boy.
All property that has a money value or an exchange value. So that's the third definition.
Okay.
That's what wealth is. We're going off those 3 definitions. All right. I'm not gonna look up rich. We're not worried about being rich.
He ain't been since 2016. That's crazy.
Generation.
Night, didn't.
And then definition of generational. A body of living beings constitute a single step in the line of descended from an ancestor. A group of individuals born and living contemporaneously. Oh, Jesus. A group of individuals having they put it twice on me. Contemporaneously a status. A type or class objects usually develop from an earlier type. The action or process of producing offspring. The process of coming or bringing into being. I think that's the more reasonable definition for it right there, that last one.
Can we look at generational wealth as something different? Or
what do you want to look at it as? What do you
I want to say this.
In the comments, y'all tell us what generational wealth is. Cause I'm good. I'm just gonna let it be known. This isn't gonna be the first video I'm doing on generational wealth. I'm going to do it throughout the week where I'm breaking down different videos of people talking about generational wealth and what I consider to be generational wealth. Okay. Y'all can do the same thing. Y'all can join me on it. Y'all can do the same thing. But I'm going to be doing that to the next couple of weeks until the next podcast.
But you're wrong though.
That's fine. I can be wrong.
Yeah. So
I'm not debating it.
Imagine this. As of right now, I'm in my house. It's a 4-bedroom house, and I feel like this is a really good place to live.
Yep.
What if I pass on this same house to my boy?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is that still considered wealth? Right? Because he has his health.
It's a resource.
In a place is paid for, so the money he has now, he can do whatever he wants with. So now he's older. Now he gets older. He passes down to his kids. Right? Is that still technically wealth because you have?
Yes,
structure?
It is. But I'm saying like the thing is, I think that what's being lost in translation is being able to maintain that wealth after it's obtained or sent or given to the next generation.
What if he sells it?
That's fine. But at least he has the other aspect, like we said, the most important thing is the knowledge. If he's going to sell, at least have the knowledge of how to sell it properly without you losing in a situation. As we were talking about earlier, if they don't have a trust and they end up selling it, they're going to lose it in capital. They're going to end up losing capital gains off of it.
You lose some money in capital gains. Don't be confused. Capital gains
is still losing money. It's still losing money. If you didn't a trust, you ain't gonna lose nothing.
Well, yeah, you lose some money, but you still come off more. Bro, you do come off more. I started off. I mean, we all have a background story, but to say that, hey, listen, I'm getting a house that I can sell. It's like people who complain about paying taxes for the lottery. It's like, bro, you won the lottery. Like you getting money. Like you getting money that you didn't work for.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. The IRS is the one the real winner.
They really.
Hey, no matter who wins it, the IRS is the winner.
Man,
this is random.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of salty about that shit too. How you taking 2/3 of the money I won?
Man, the IRS in California, like, yeah.
Bro, those
they should just go ahead and take taxes off the top and just tell you what you win. Like, I hate that.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Taxes, bro. Tell me what I really got. Don't make it be a $2 billion. And here I am with $330 million. Like, come on now.
All right, but serious question: Does the money from the IRS go back to the government? Like, what, I'm confused on that. I never. It's not just random.
Well, the IRS works for the government. IRS
is IRS, bro.
Yeah, it's their own entity, but they handle the taxes. So they make sure the state is getting their taxes, and make sure federal is getting their taxes, so that way they can allocate it to the different programs they're creating.
How they getting their money though?
The IRS through the taxes.
The taxes.
Yeah, they get their money
But,
through the taxes.
if
and
we
they
put
go
our
to
money-
the-
They're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
So they collect the taxes. The government comes up with a program saying we're going to pay the IRS this much money annually, so that way they can pay for their people, they can do their investigations and everything like that. It was remember last year where they said the IRS is going to get what $2 billion or something like that. What was it? And they said they're going to hire like a crazy amount of agents.
Crazy
like
amount of agents.
2,000.
Okay, I do remember that. Yeah. I remember
That's
that.
all comes through. That's all through tax money. So they got to collect tax money.
I had my idea of it. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
deep into how money moves and works, but taxes, I'm still trying to learn about how to move
Everything's
taxes.
through taxes, man. Everything's through taxes. You in the military, you got paid through taxes. You're a government employee, you paid through taxes.
Well, no, I understand the paying of taxes.
Yeah.
But it's just the flow of money that comes through taxes. Okay?
That shit was crazy how we got paid through the taxes and still had to pay taxes. I
know,
Yeah,
right?
that's crazy to me. How you gonna tax them? And then you gonna give the money to me and then tax me on top of that?
Yeah.
No,
You pay yourself.
My
Like
pastor,
dues.
y'all know about tithes, right? Like pay your
Tithes and
tithes.
offering. Yeah.
Your tithes and offering. So my pastor get paid from tithes and offering, but he also tithes to the church.
Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, are you getting? It's
don't
weird
pay
how
taxes.
you getting your own money back. So it's like, I mean, I understand it. I mean, it's your job, but
Yeah, that's a little bit different. I
That's
haven't got
optional.
blackout drunk since 2016 when y'all put me in an Uber in Hawaii when y'all said I was about to fight the police about
listen,
my water.
man. When I say this man was out of it, and the fact is, the person who was driving was a cob. He was a cob of one of the boats out there, and he had this he had a Tesla and it had like the sunroof. It wasn't Tesla. It was a Porsche. The sunroof, it was clear. Bro, Darnell missed the best night out of there, bro. We turned up.
I was about to say
He
something
missed
like
it,
this
man.
nigga ain't had a good time since 2016.
No, he had a good time, but he
That's the
was
last
walk the
time.
plywood. Walk the plywood.
So I got asked to drop the link as soon as possible.
We got coming in. We got coming in this thing.
That's what I was trying to say. I'm not a good communicator, apparently. I think for y'all to simplify, just to find generational wealth, anything that's passed down to age or descendants or give them a head start. That's why I didn't want to just keep it simplified as finances, because there's other things you can pass down that's not financial, but it has value.
That's what I.
Yeah, that's
what I
called
said.
raising a kid.
We
That's
all
what it's
said
called.
that, bro. You just said
I said y'all kept it on finance. Y'all can rewrite the podcast. Every one of y'all
Yeah,
niggas get to something financial.
We said
nobody
that's exactly.
talking about
we think
financial stuff
generational
because
wealth.
We said
That's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all,
it's
it's more to generational wealth than finances. That's what.
All right, look, how about this? Take out money. Tell me you take out money altogether. And what Darnell said, you tell me how you give your kids a head start without money.
Bro, I even told you. I broke down the different. How many y'all on the podcast? How many? No. How many y'all?
Don't ask the question with a question.
Because y'all gonna answer it for me. It's easy. How many y'all on the podcast know how to hunt?
I do.
How many?
I can figure it out.
You can figure it out. Okay. How many y'all know how to fish?
I
know
do.
how to fish.
Okay. How many y'all actually know finances front and back?
I mean, no one can hear that.
Nobody here knows from the back.
What I'm getting at is not, y'all say it's simple teaching your kid, but if you don't know what to teach your kid and pass down that knowledge, they're not gonna pass it down to the next generation, to pass down to the next generation, pass on to the next generation. It gets lost in translation.
Bro,
but that's what
knowledge is the best thing you can pass down. It's the most valuable thing you can pass down. This outside of finance.
But that's the thing. You're talking about raising
teaching your kid. Not everybody knows how to do those things. That's not basic knowledge for everybody. Everybody don't know that.
But that's basic knowledge for everybody's going to change where you're at. You know, like that's a generational difference. There's regional differences.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like there's cultural
What-
differences in what's basic and what's not basic. So,
But there's a reason
I mean,
why our
like,
counterparts
Yeah,
are
yeah,
here.
like I say, like
generational
those
was
things
pass down
are.
knowledge.
Well, I'm saying what you're talking about though is like raising a child, and like we weren't talking about raising
No,
children.
raising
We
your
were
child to
talking
make
about
sure
that
they're a
on
good
previous
person,
podcasts.
not making sure they know how to hunt.
That's like okay, that's like the whole
Making sure they go to
change the
making sure they go
tire
to
thing.
college. That's
Okay,
raising your child. Making sure they're not an asshole. That's
Okay,
raising your
teaching them
child.
manners and generational
teaching
wealth
them,
is two different
teaching them
things.
how to hunt in this generation ain't really.
You don't have to teach your kid how to hunt. You don't have to teach them how to fish.
You said what?
You don't have to do those. Those aren't mandatory things. But making sure your kid's not an asshole is a mandatory thing. Making sure they're a good, productive citizen is a mandatory thing.
You could be an asshole and be a good, productive citizen.
Yeah, you can like those
Okay.
two things.
You're right.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not.
you're right.
Yeah, I
mutually
need you to
exclusive.
go back and listen to this podcast when you're done with it and see how crazy
I
you
will.
been.
How is that crazy to pass off more
Nah, 'cause
knowledge
when
than
you
the
ask me what
basic stuff to get by?
How's the generational wealth?
When you ask me what
Bro,
generational wealth is,
yeah,
I
Cam,
think
you are
it's
arguing.
more about-
You are talking about something completely different.
How is
You're
that
talking-
different? It's valuable.
Because you're talking about
You
raising
just
children.
literally said wealth is something that's value. It doesn't have to be financial.
But when we're talking about generational wealth, we're talking about things
And I'm telling you
that have a monetary value.
that is the problem. It's not just monetary value.
You're talking about
It's not a
raising
monetary value.
a
Hey,
child.
question.
What's
Did
up?
your parents give you generational wealth, Cam?
Yes, by giving me knowledge. I know carpentry.
If that's the
I
case,
told
then
you what my
everybody has
generational
generational wealth.
Everybody
Everybody
knows
has generational
How many
wealth.
men know carpentry? I know plenty of people that don't know how to change their own electrical. I know
It don't
plenty.
have to be
of
just
people.
carpentry. It don't have to be just carpentry, right? I can know how to hunt.
It doesn't.
You don't know
It
how to
doesn't have
hunt?
to be just carpentry. But that's one of the things that my dad passed down to me was carpentry.
This-
You have generational. This nigga.
I can teach my kid how
I'm
to.
currently
I'm
using the
saying,
knowledge he
like,
gave me.
I'm-
Ain't nothing else I can say, bro. Is this what it feel like when y'all talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah,
I'm
hey, OJ,
sick.
you get a dose
I'm
of your
sick,
better.
bro.
Dontrell, I see what
I'm
Cam
sick,
is
bro.
saying. Without the knowledge to sustain, what gets passed down my end with that child is no longer generational.
But that's what
wealth.
I said this earlier. Like I said, knowledge is the most important thing. If they don't know, and yes, when I think generational wealth, I'm thinking monetary, homes, assets, stuff like that. But also, yeah, you gotta learn. You gotta know how to learn shit. Like you gotta, and I say you gotta know how to learn. I teach myself how to learn shit, like how to go figure shit out. Like not just me teaching you all the time, and me showing you shit all the time. Read. Like they have directions on everything you buy. Read that, and you read that before you come ask me something. And then if you read it and you tried it and you can't figure it out, then we can figure it out. But like me showing you, like, and
wish I could
now
do
you
a
got
poll.
YouTube. You can do the poll. Now they got YouTube and shit.
I
Like
wish I
look
knew how
that
to
shit
do a
up.
poll. If I'm off, look, if y'all in the chat, if I'm off base, put a 2 in the chat. If y'all understand what I'm saying, y'all agree with it, put a 1 in the chat.
See why he gotta say put a 1 for his side.
Yeah,
Your side is number 2. Your side is poo. But your side is number 2 because it's poo.
But
bro.
no,
It's poo.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't think it's like
I do too.
I don't think you understand it. Like when we talking about generations.
Oh, it's 3 against
See,
1,
black
bro.
people always
is
black
3
people
against
always
1.
talking about money. We always focus on fucking money.
Bro, if you were
If we're
talking
not
It's
talking
more to
about-
life than money, y'all.
It's not
more
even
to life than
money, bro. It's
If
you gotta
you say
realize
generational
Money,
wealth,
money is something that can
Look.
always value always changes.
no, bro. Look, this is our problem with even talking about money. Money, we talk money. We talking about exchanging assets for assets, which is so valuable. Is moving.
This is right. You 3, that is correct. They agree when they just arguing to argue. I agree.
No, because we trying to. I'm done. I give up trying to tell you what.
This might be a Detroit thing. I agree with Cam.
Oh,
Darnell 2. Westside 1.
Oh.
I
Dominique.
don't know I forgot what
Man,
the
who
1 and the
these
2
people? Man,
mean.
I don't know who these people are.
Hey man,
Ain't none of y'all opinion valid.
it is what it is. Hey, look, I pinned the link.
Bro,
to
you
the
paying these
stream.
people, bro, to agree with you.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he
don't know.
being certain.
I only know one of those people that said 1. I don't know who Dominique is. I've never met that woman a day in my
At the
life.
end of the day,
Shout out to you, Dominique.
Or
yeah, you still
Diamonique.
got
That's Diamonique. Or Diamond or Dominique.
Dominique.
I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Dominique.
Dominique.
Yeah.
Sorry for butchering your
he went
name,
to
but
he went to school in
Yeah,
Detroit.
we apologize for Cam butchering your name, Dominique.
That's fine. Yeah. Sue me.
But you gotta respect the viewers.
But
man.
look, I posted a link in the chat. If y'all want to come up, provide y'all input on what y'all feel generational wealth is. Please do. Or anything that y'all agree with or disagree with. Hit the link, come up. You got to be on camera. You have to be on camera. I don't want people up here trying to show their genitals. I have to see who you are.
Oh, dude.
That is a thing on YouTube. People do that. Trolling.
And we a live show too, so we gotta
Go ahead. And we a live show. we gotta be wary. And thank y'all for joining us. If y'all just joined us, HD podcast, we having civil discourse about generational wealth. These three guys don't agree with me, or at least Mel agrees with me a little bit. He understands what I'm talking about.
Bro, we all agree.
No, we all understand what you're talking
like
about. What we're saying is different things.
You just doing this, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We got to get the 50 followers. 50 subscribers. I keep saying
Coach don't care about black people.
Subscribers. And hit that share button.
No,
hey, this what it was like when you kept talking about Coach Prime, nigga.
No. I feel like I was at least changing mine up a little bit.
OJ was just on Charleston White dick. That's all it was.
See, there you go.
God damn.
He was chugging and gurgling the balls.
I don't follow any man or no celebrity. And if anybody gargling balls, you the ball guggler.
He was giving that gawk 9,000.
You got net juice.
Hey, this ain't what we about to talk about.
I was gonna go there, man.
What's good, Westside?
There, bro.
Hey, shit, I don't even want to say what's up to y'all after that. I came into some crazy.
I said it in the last pod on Sunday. I ain't doing I ain't saying pause all 2024.
No, okay.
I'm still saying.
Yeah, you probably
all of that.
Couple pauses, my boy. That was crazy what I walked into.
That's cool.
No.
I hope you like
it. West Side. Hey man, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm not as happy to see you, but hey man, what's good? Happy New Year, dog.
Happy New Year to y'all, man. I see y'all starting this shit off with a bang, man. They said, hey, you know what? I'm glad to see OJ not getting jumped. At least it's somebody else not.
It feels good. It feels good.
They like fight back. Fight back.
No, man. So I think everybody like Darnell said, everybody's saying something similar. Y'all asked Cam a question and y'all whooped his ass on this. You said, man, if you take all the money, all the assets away and everything, what do you have? How do you set your child up for generational wealth? I think that's a very important question. The reason I say that is because if you even it out, you took all the money in the world and you distributed it evenly to everybody started from zero, or everybody started from the same point, the same 1%, all the richest motherfuckers in the world now will be the same richest motherfuckers in about 1 to 2 years because they have the knowledge. They know how to funnel money to them. They know how to do all these things, right? So I may not be able to leave my son a house or a big stack of money. Let's say I die at 70, I'll be able to leave my son all the life lessons that I had that make me a productive human that can help build generational wealth, and he can have it at 30 or whatever his age is. So I pass that on. So I may not be giving him an asset or anything liquid, but I still give him the knowledge to get a head start to pass down to his kids. So it's not necessarily a race against another person. It's a race against your own lineage and your own timeline.
No, Cedric.
And money, assets, it won't do it. Because if you pass that down ready, it ain't gonna happen.
Nigga Darnell, you like your fool, bro.
What did you say?
I beg your pardon. I don't agree. The whole money thing, like you say, everybody got the same thing, right? You gotta realize a lot of people. It's not, you know how like you said, your network determines your net worth, right? Network. So
kind of true.
It's the people around you that will, I guess, determine whether you're gonna be rich or not. And the thing is, everybody started from the same thing. Like that wouldn't be the case. That would not be the case. You know, all our networks would completely change, and it really would be on not who you know, but what you know to get ahead. So,
okay,
that's flawed.
Not as drastic, but something very similar to that happened, and niggas just forget about it. Stimulus checks was given out. Every motherfucker that was making under a certain amount got the same amount.
Yeah, but it's still there's still different.
But let me finish. I'm just making a very small point. I'm not saying that this is the end all be all. I'm just making a very small point. When those stimulus checks was given out, the majority of that money was funneled to the same exact people who already got it. Most of that money went to Jeff Bezos. Most of that money went right to Amazon. That is just the way that money works. If you know how to attract money to you, if you know how to funnel money, if you know how to provide a service that people want to pay for, and that's knowledge because that's something you know. If you know how to do these things, if you know which assets appreciate, if you know all this shit, you can funnel money to you. And that's the only thing that I'm saying. You don't necessarily have to leave a direct asset for somebody to get generational wealth from you because you can't leave them that knowledge because all we doing is waiting on opportunities. Everybody that got money ain't got opportunities.
Oh, okay. Look, that's false equivalency. All right, and here's why. How many of you got stimulus check? How many of you?
What was the question?
How many of you got a stimulus check?
I got a
stimulus check. I was in the military.
Got a couple stimulus.
You didn't get one?
So two out of 5 got stimulus. So that's the thing. Not everybody got
3. OJ said he got one.
Not everybody got a stimulus. I make too much to get a stimulus check. So not everybody got a stimulus check.
Because you for sure didn't make too much if you was in the military.
No, he was already out by then.
I wasn't in the military during COVID.
Oh, okay. So you made too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was a contractor. So that
you was in the UK. What the fuck you need a stimulus check for?
I was still an American citizen. I was still getting paid American dollars. I was working for an American company. I was an expat.
Man,
right. I'm still American as fuck. Right? I was just an expat. Now, the whole stimulus check thing, right? Like I say, it's false equivalency because thing is, it's not, for one, the exercise we start out with earlier was everybody starting with the same. During COVID, not everybody started out with the same. All right. They still got the rich, still got the poor, right? So
money really.
Your I guess case study, I mean, doesn't hold any weight in that regard.
But I thought it was only for one aspect. I said specifically that it wasn't the end all be all.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but that's again, it's not even it's not a smaller version of what we were talking about.
No, it was just
still had a dude like the wealth was still a inequity in wealth during COVID, whether people get stimulus checks or not. Right? It's still a huge inequity in wealth. I think if anything, it made it even worse.
We can that's a whole different conversation for sure. It did.
Yeah. So
different conversation. The only point that I was proving with that is not that everybody would start from zero. I'm just saying if you had that knowledge, you always gonna funnel wealth to you. The key is the knowledge.
No, he simply has something that we didn't have. Again, that's part of the whole wealth being
that's not
distributed.
You got to know what's in demand in order for you to supply it. It all break down.
Okay, but again, if you can't, all right, but that's the thing. People that were getting stimulus checks weren't the people who were able to supply it, because if they were, they wouldn't get stimulus checks to begin with.
And that didn't mean that you couldn't. That wasn't means to get yourself out of that. It's a lot of people that got rich. It's a lot of people that got rich during that time.
I think better besides the stimulus would be PPP loans. They did the same thing Dave Chappelle said they would do with reparations.
Exactly.
Bought a bunch of shit.
Again,
niggas went and bought
a small segment of the population. You're not talking about that. That's not. You can't. That's not even a good generalization, because so few people got those.
But it proves.
But that's the thing. Again, you still have inequities in wealth. Like again, if Bezos didn't have what he had, he wouldn't be able to supply it. He wouldn't be able to capitalize on people getting the stimulus check.
The point was
if everybody started at zero, they wouldn't be in Amazon.
Yeah, but I think you're still denying the point that it was evolved around the knowledge, what people did with that money once they received it.
Yeah,
they didn't go get more money. They didn't put it into stocks. They didn't put it into, you know what I'm saying? They didn't. Their money into something.
My thing is, if everybody started at zero, there would be no stocks to put it in. There'd be none of that. It'd be basically you have to make money off your own knowledge that you already have.
I think we're misconstruing what money is
better. Who do you think would do that better than the people who's already?
Okay, but that's the thing. If everybody's starting at zero, right? The people that are getting stimulus checks are starting at a deficit compared to people.
So I'm gonna use a very personal example. When stimulus checks came out, I went and got myself a camera. Because I knew all these rapping ass hood niggas wanted to shoot videos. I went and got myself a camera and I took their stimulus check. That's knowledge.
Okay.
That's knowledge.
It's about the knowledge. I got the stimulus check. I wasn't Jeff Bezos, but I still funneled other people's money to me. My niece started making masks soon as COVID kicked off. She started.
Okay, but again, you're talking about if everybody's starting at zero, right? Again, if everybody starts at zero, you don't have any of that.
Look,
bro. He just said money is at zero, not the knowledge. You still have your knowledge. You're starting at zero with your money.
Yeah, but he's talking about the money aspect.
Let me chime in real quick. I really think that we're
literally arguing something that didn't exist in the scenario. It was just you didn't have the money.
No, you're
talking about the transition of knowledge, bro. Let's just say everybody in the world was at $0.00. We all had zero, nothing. If you have the knowledge to fish, someone's gonna say, "Hey, listen, I want your fish. How can I get your fish?" Well, I want this. Well, okay, you still have the knowledge has to come into play. Who taught that man how to fish? Right, his dad taught him how to fish. So he created something. When he said he created a system with what he had, with the assets he got, which is it can come from the assets from his dad was learning how to fish. In his case, was the money from the stimulus to make more money, to create more assets. That's all he's saying.
Yo, Westside, you see how that came full circle? how he mentioned going to fish when I was talking about passing down the knowledge of hunting. Passing down the knowledge of fishing. How I came full circle.
You had him on your.
We had already said that, bro.
No, that's the thing. That's not for one. Again, we're talking about generational wealth being something else completely different, right? You're talking about
explaining that it ain't because being able to fish has value to it. Being able to hunt has value. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like y'all keep making a financial thing because it's easy.
Bro, we're talking about
finances.
I'm not getting wealthy off of selling one fish, bro. You still have to have the knowledge to scale it.
This is ridiculous.
I can't just sell one fish and be like, oh man, I'm rich now. Yeah, so it's still the knowledge to have the finance part comes like, listen, okay, now I can sell 9-10 fish to get more, and now I have now I'm on a wider scale.
Now I can sell my fish and get a boat.
You get it, boom. Now you big time fishing. Now you big boy fishing.
Oh, and the more fish that I'm catching, the higher people to help me.
Yeah, but now you got to perform maintenance on the boat.
They can fish for me.
Going
finish.
Right, so you might actually go into debt having a boat versus making more money.
Yo, I swear
that's part of having the knowledge, man.
You might think house and get a meteor. We finna operate in the mic.
No, that's not a mite, bro. Your operational cost for a boat is not a mite, bro. That's definitely a thing.
A wooden boat, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you gotta keep that thing patched the fuck up, bro.
But if that's
this made me watch too many cartoons, bro.
Bro, no, I mean no. So you don't have to patch up a wooden boat. You don't have to keep that thing floating.
Because OG don't got that knowledge. If you're willing to share that knowledge with him, go ahead.
So apparently, he's gonna be out there sinking.
Y'all trolls, man. I feel like you don't need too much knowledge to patch up a boat.
Bro, you wanna die?
And he got value. He got value because you know the patch up a boat.
Who built it for you? What the fuck? I'll get you. If I ain't build a boat, I'm not finna try to fix it myself. Give it to the dude who I bought it from.
You gonna pay Noah for sure.
I was saying you gotta pay for that, bro.
So look,
I'm saying you might be in the red. You might go bankrupt.
Yeah, so look, but that's business 101. You gotta spend to make money. That's business. That's business 101, and that just leads me to a whole nother point. Who better to talk about generational wealth than a bunch of motherfuckers who don't got generational wealth? We can't even cover.
No, we do have generational wealth. Apparently, according to Cam, we do. We all got knowledge.
I said
what knowledge was passed down from your parents?
Basic home training.
Not basic home training. I ain't talking about that.
He gonna.
What skills you have?
Fires.
What skills of value do you got that was passed down from your parents?
I'm a hustler. I know how to do a little bit of everything.
I can do a little maintenance on the car here and there. You know, I can do some stuff around the house.
Like what?
You know,
did your dad teach you that, or
say what?
Did your dad teach you that? Or
yeah, my pops taught me that.
What you taught you how to put drywall up? What?
but not
It has to
trying.
be a trade.
No,
I
I don't
ain't
have to
doing
be
all
trained.
that now.
I'm saying what skill
I
was
can
passed
basketball,
down.
but I ain't about to put a whole
What knowledge
wall up.
of value was passed down from your parents?
Well, I mean, everything, honestly.
Yeah, my dad taught me a whole bunch of shit. Man.
Why
It's a
y'all
whole
give it
bunch of
such,
shit. I just
such what? Give
nah,
me
but
specifics,
like
man.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm
What
trying
are
to
you
think of
talking
something. Like,
But
my
if
dad
you're
taught me
trying to say
how
that my
to
dad
retire.
taught me a trade I can make money off of, I wouldn't say I want to go
about?
that
That's
far.
one way to look at it. But what else?
In the words of Cam, my parents taught me how to be a human being.
Yeah, they taught me how to be a productive citizen.
They
Don't
taught me how
steal.
to eat,
Y'all
sleep.
deflect so hard.
You know, don't
Y'all deflect
steal.
so hard, bro.
You
They
know,
taught me how to. They
be
taught me all these
self-sufficient.
things.
This is what my
OJ
parents
like
taught me.
Wonder Woman with them things.
That's what my parents taught me, to be self-sufficient.
OJ like Wonder Woman, boy.
It definitely wasn't
I wish I
milk,
could
though.
change your name. I could change his name.
It definitely
Change his
wasn't.
name. Wonder Woman OJ. Oh yeah, I can.
Wonder
Edit name. There you go. Let me change his
edit
name.
my
Wonder
name.
Woman OJ.
That's wild. He really
the
finna
whole
change your
podcast.
name.
Man. I'll tell the whole podcast there, bro.
Hey,
Sabbath, I'm
hey,
thinking
so
of demonetized right
hey,
now. No, bro. Bro.
I agree with you, Tote.
I'm just playing. I
agree with you. I think where you fall apart
You
is,
agree with
I
what?
think the only place where you fall apart in your argument
Uh-huh.
is when you start bringing up the basic skills, the basic life skills. I figured that's really the only part you fell apart.
What's the basic
I
life
agree.
skill?
Your
What's the basic
sentiment
life
is
skills I brought up?
You said what?
What's the basic life skills I brought up?
Take care of your stuff. So,
I mean, so the same stuff that you like hunting, fishing, like that's those are cool. Those are basic life skills.
You think that's basic life skills?
For sure.
Not everybody knows how. I don't think majority of people know how to hunt.
I wouldn't say nowadays, no.
Not everybody know how to do it, but shit, this motherfucker.
You know why? You know why that? You know why that is?
If this grid go down, it's a basic life skill.
Mm-hmm.
what about the people that
for those that know it?
No dad?
For those
What
that
about
know
the
it, and
people
they're
that
going to
have
have
no
that
dad?
value in it because they're going to be the most successful out there because they know how to do it.
No, they gonna be living. I don't think they'd be the most successful if you don't teach I think the element that you missing that takes yours from basic home training or basic life skills to generational wealth is how to scale it. It's one small step, taking the knowledge to like, okay, hey, I know how to fish. How do I make this a business?
So you're saying generational wealth is part of scaling it?
I think that's
no. I think generational wealth is if you figure out I don't know how to do this, let me figure out somebody that do know how to do it, learn it, or let me pay for it. Figure out a way to pay for it. You're not gonna know how to do everything.
That's
like if I get sick, I don't know. When I get sick, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like I just fucking sleep through it till I feel better, drink water and shit. That's what I do. But then, it'll be a female talking about you got the flu.
That's not the way to go. You better go get some medicine.
Boy says sleep.
I don't do good. I don't get sick that often, and medicine ain't I just don't really like taking medicine and shit. So when I'm feeling it, I sleep through it, drink water and shit. But if I tell somebody that I'm gonna bring some Theraflu, I need that sometimes, shit. But I'm not gonna tell myself that ain't nothing I'm gonna tell myself. But I ain't like, we talking about the change of tire shit. Like, yeah, my daughter ain't gonna have to change a tire. Yeah, I'll teach her that. But some shit, like, I don't know how to hunt, bro, but I think I can figure it out. I know how to shoot, but I can't aim that good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
You don't want to find out when it's too late if you know not.
I already know I don't.
You gotta look for. You gotta know what signs look for. Where they gonna be, where they sleep at, where they eat at. You don't want to post up next to no river. You gotta look for that shit.
I can use one of my
post up in
other
a tree stand, or you gonna be in a blind.
I could do something else, and I could just pay for it.
Cam been on this kick for a while, y'all. He been on this hunting.
I ain't been on the hunting kick. I ain't been on
this world any kick. You've been on this world any kick, but I
wouldn't even say that. I just been leveling up.
Bro, that's the thing.
Pass down some knowledge to my son.
I'd rather have it not either.
That I ain't have an opportunity to get. Like my dad taught me the carpentry stuff and all that, but now I need to have something for myself to pass down to next. Like Sly Cooper. Who played Sly Cooper?
Wow,
that's the best example of generational wealth right there.
Oh, you ain't never played Turok. You ain't had no Nintendo 64.
I ain't played Turok. I know what that is.
Bro, that's Nintendo 64, bro. Took it back.
Y'all never played Sly Cooper? Y'all tripping off like that?
I never played it, but I seen it. When I played
he was a thief.
Can we all agree that you need some type of knowledge
Well, you don't agree.
to gain financial
Generational wealth.
generational wealth? My bad.
I think we all agreed on that.
Yeah, we
Okay.
all agreed on that.
Hey, because I think
I think what y'all not agreeing on though is that generational wealth is outside of finances.
No, I understand that, but you have to. I
It's
think
really not, bro.
Okay.
it is outside of finance. But if it was no finances, they were just barter and trade. You're not gonna know how to do
Can I explain
everything.
something real quick? I think we're stuck on money, on like what money is versus what money does.
Oh,
We're talking about a transfer of
Time for resources.
of goods, right? So it's like right now, if I give my child a house, we're looking at he can sell a house. No, bro, it's literally a roof over your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally protecting yourself from the element. Like let's say we just take money completely out of it and we just trade and stuff, bro. Give me some meat. You can have one of these rooms in my house.
You gonna pause or not? I'm not gonna pause this shit, but you gonna pause? You are giving out meat.
No, but what if that's what they into? That's what they
you heard that
into.
first. Oh, they say you want that meat.
Hey, I'm gonna clip that up.
Give them that meat.
I'm gonna clip that up too, OJ.
hey, he out here giving out meat for a room in the house. That's crazy.
Like, meat man. Yeah, that's me. Look, he putting his meat in the corner.
Shit.
You gotta put meat in the corner.
Boy, that was a pause moment.
I'm not finishing whatever I was about to say, bro. I'm not finishing that. Bro, what the? Oh yeah, bro. Let's cut the pie, bro. Ain't got nothing.
Bro, ain't no coming back from that, bro.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Damn.
Hey, don't be crying on the pod, man. Don't be crying on the pod, dog.
That shit was
I'm gonna stay away from OJ house.
Could have caught yourself on that one, bro.
I mean, come on, man. Dang. Okay, little nigga, man. Y'all want to see it, bro. Y'all want to see somebody fail, huh?
No, that was wild.
That's wild.
Hey, bro, you walked yourself into that one.
Boy,
Hey, look. If y'all just joining us, thank y'all for joining us. It's the It's Get Deep podcast. I'm your host, Toke. I got the guys up here, plus Westside with us. Please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 50 subscribers. We might already be there. I don't know.
we got 49. I need one more.
Yeah, 49. We need one more subscriber, man. Come on, hit that subscribe button. It is free.
One more.
Free.
A few of my
And then-
homies picked it. Appreciate y'all. Sebastian,
Yeah.
appreciate you, bro. Showing love.
Appreciate everybody that hasn't subscribed so far.
Hey, my
Y'all
mom's
are-
birthday tomorrow.
Y'all are valuable. Very
Happy
valuable.
birthday.
I got 51 subscribers, y'all.
And like I said, I'm not pausing the whole year. But OJ,
Hey, come on, bro. It already passed, bro. God, leave, man. You gotta bring up.
man. But look, so
Yeah,
that's
man.
basically it. Generational wealth. I think we gonna agree to disagree. I want to talk about something else.
We around the
I want to
same
talk about
point.
something else because it's already been kicked off to a crazy year.
I want to see the videos you got playing to watch and talk about this whole week.
Yeah, I got you. But outside of generational wealth, I want to talk about something else. Have y'all seen trending about Cat Williams?
I know he had
Yeah, that's
the
listed.
interview
Man, I was
with
watching that show now.
who was the interview with Shannon Sharp, right?
Yeah, it was with Shannon Sharp. So
Shannon
maybe
Sharp.
I'll do a different
I
breakdown.
didn't see what was. I didn't hear what was said.
Hey,
Okay, then I can't talk about it then if y'all ain't heard about it. But he went in on a few comedians. He went on the Kings of Comedy. Cedric Entertainer, Steve Harvey,
I believe it.
Earthquake,
I believe it.
Gazon Love, called him Gazon.
Dang,
Got
Faison
people
Love.
everybody.
I believe it. I believe
Yeah.
it.
hey, I ain't been
believe it.
on the internet too much since.
How do y'all feel on people after 30 years having these how do I explain it? Having these tell-all stories after 30 years. Why not do it
Well, that,
initially? I don't know, like
he
social
said,
media didn't develop now.
That's the biggest one.
Why not do it in
Like
here at
the
the
Well, as
women
far
moment?
as that cat
accusing
was,
Cosby,
Huh?
like the women accusing Cosby
Well, that too.
50 years later.
Accusations.
Word.
That's another one.
I'm like, damn, like
But he also talked. He did talk about Harvey Weinstein. He talked about Harvey Weinstein, how it was a room full of people. Harvey Weinstein said, "Hey, let me suck you, or come suck me off, and you can be in all the movies you want." And he's like, "I'm not doing that." And he ended up being kind of like
believe it.
blacklisted for a little bit.
I
But
believe
how do
it.
y'all feel about that? Why do y'all feel it's okay for people to wait 30 years after their career has already died off for them to start doing stuff like that?
I don't feel that way. I don't feel like it's okay.
None
I
to
do
lose.
think like there should be a statute of limitations. You know, I
Oh,
think
yes.
it's more for the court of public opinion more than anything else. You know, it's just like I think there's a lot of revenge narrative in those things. You know, you're just coming out just to kind of bring them down to you, in a sense. And the thing is, you know, the funny thing about it is the ones that sucked them off and got a career aren't saying shit.
Yeah.
They're
Would
not
you say
complaining.
something?
You know, they're not.
I'm just saying, hypothetically, like if you was one of those men, would you say something?
If I mean, I'm not doing that to another dude. So, I mean, I don't know why we see in the
I can't even
conversation.
put myself in that scenario.
Yeah, but I'm saying I can't even imagine myself in a scenario where a dude's like,
if
"Hey,
he offers you $100 million,
I'm like, what?
if he offers you $100 million for your generational wealth,
Pause.
Damn, come on, bro. You starting to sound a little. Come on.
Generational wealth is knowledge.
I'm asking you the question. What the fuck is that? It's not a pause moment. I can't ask.
Bro, absolutely not, bro.
Cam trying to
I'm
suck
not
his way
ain't
to
no
the
money.
top.
No, bro, no, absolutely
Cam trying to
not.
suck his way to the top, bro.
Man, if that was, I would fucking did it in the Navy. That was gonna do that gay shit. No, I ain't doing that.
Wait, what?
I think people that do shit like that be ended up killing themselves.
I'm gonna get canceled. You right. I'm gonna get canceled. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro, you saying some wild, bro. You gotta get.
I don't know, man. I think if you
wild
want to
shit.
stoop to that level, man, you probably already halfway there anyway. So
Yeah, well, then I don't.
you want to do it. You already
said I was gonna
thought about
stoop
it.
to that level.
Is there a problem? Is it
I fuck with the tell-all. I fuck with the tell-all.
Why?
And I fuck with it 30 years later. For two reasons. Boo. You on camera, don't do that. You gotta scoot over, baby. You wanna say hi? You can say hi off camera. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say when it comes down to beautiful moment, by the way. I can say when it comes down to telling things, like speaking on things that you used to, that you was a part of, right? Speaking on some things like Cat Williams.
OJ, let Westside finish his thought. He wasn't done.
My bad, my daughter came.
Oh no, okay, my bad. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, my bad. So I fuck with it. For two reasons. One, why would anybody say it during a ascension or during a time in which they actively in it when that can have negative ramifications on them. And then number two, shit. Honestly, man, make people aware. If it's some shit like that going on, whether you're involved or not, you know what I'm saying. If you are involved, you kind of it's kind of a form of absolving yourself from what's going on, but let people know who they fucking with. Like, yeah, you should have let us know beforehand. But if that's gonna have negative ramifications on your life and shit, then shit, go ahead and share it.
But what changes 30 years later, though?
You said what?
What changes 30 years later? When you got still the same ramifications should be there, right?
Hey, 30 years later, you might have everything you need. Or 30 years later, you may have positioned yourself to where these certain people that I'm telling on, or these same people that I'm outing for doing fucked up shit, can't necessarily get to me. And then also the reason for not telling why people on their ascension is like, what do you benefit? Look, nigga, if I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, that's anybody. If anybody in this chat tell on anybody about anything, right now ain't nobody gonna give a fuck because you ain't nobody. You gotta be somebody for somebody to care. So why tell them?
Yeah, but okay, that's my problem. Is like you get to a point to where if you become you become rich, right? And then now you got women out the fucking, coming out the all kinds of woodworks, saying you did X, Y, and Z to them. How you gonna feel? How you gonna feel about that?
If I actually did it, then I deserve whatever come with that shit. Then I deserve whatever come with it. But at the same time, it's like nobody cares until you somebody. So,
but that's the thing. The thing is though, they're not putting these people in jail. This is not criminal. These are not criminal. This is not criminal court cases, bro.
Hey,
that's the thing. If Diddy actually did what he did to Cassie, he deserves to be in prison. Be right there with R. Kelly. It shouldn't be no damn $30 million lawsuit. It should be jail time.
Let's say that you powerful enough for you not to go to jail. The next best thing is to let people know. Once I see you start rising up and you becoming this huge figure and this huge public figure, and I got this secret in the back of my mind that this motherfucker on some crazy shit. Once people start idolizing,
so you mean to tell me if you read any of that 57-page court document?
Did you read it?
Even if
I read 0 of it.
5% of that was true
In real life.
I didn't read it. I was just about to ask, what did he do illegal? Like what? Because from what I heard, I never read it because like I ain't gonna read that shit. But what did he do? That was like he like made her or he told her to fuck somebody in front of him and like.
Bro, he
no
drugged
shit,
her like for years. Paid
so
men to have sex with her.
So was he drugging her? Giving
all
her,
alleged.
All
alleged.
Like okay, alleged.
All in the documents. It's all alleged.
According to I don't know. That's the thing.
It's still alleged. So please say alleged.
This is Diddy part 2, y'all. Diddy part 2.
Yeah, I guess.
So I'm just asking because like, dog, if somebody is offering drugs, the drugs is just readily available. You taking them and then you choosing. Never mind. I don't even want to get into it. Never mind.
So why not tell people? If you know Diddy ain't gonna go to jail, why not tell people? That's the next best thing you can do to create that awareness. If you end up in this situation after I publicly outed this motherfucker, it's really kind of your own fault. If you in the know, you put yourself in that situation, whether it's for your own ignorance or your own selfish gain. So why not tell people?
I think one of the.
I'm saying like we talking about telling people. Isn't like I guess I'm not on the same page when it comes to telling people because I'm assuming, going to court telling people, not just simply telling.
But what's
people.
the difference in the nigga going to jail and the nigga?
That's the thing. That's the thing, Darnell.
I thought we talking about
when we say.
I'm thinking about going to court. I'm thinking about like going to court 30 years later. That's what I'm thinking about when we say telling people.
All right, well then, yeah, that makes sense what you're saying.
So I was talking about. I wasn't even talking about court.
I was talking about just because, like, hey, watch out for Diddy because he does X, Y, and Z.
I wasn't even just talking about court. I was more talking about how Cat Williams just did an interview and he was exposing people for some shit.
Okay. I'm
thinking it's two ways. It's two ways to go about it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking more about actual like going to court. Like my thing is if you do like some heinous stuff. Like that should be criminal case, not civil. I think at that point you're just trying to get money. That's really what it's about. It's not about justice; it's about money.
Shit, that's all. Or maybe no ramifications.
Yes and no, because it's more so with the lawyers convincing you to do criminal charges versus civil. They know they can get more. The lawyers know they can get more money out of a civil case versus a prosecution case because that's what they do. And they handle all the negotiations.
I get that, but like I said, if it was about justice, that's the thing. If it can be proven in criminal court, it definitely can be proven in civil court.
But how is $30 million not justice? Like, what if she's just, I want the money. I don't give a fuck about him going to jail.
That's generational wealth right there.
Again, you were talking about she wants generational wealth and not justice.
But how is that not just? If she getting $30 million, to her, if that's all I need from the nigga, I don't care.
No, so you mean?
But
that
if she if she's the victim, if she's the victim and she's like $30 million is what it's gonna take to make it right. Like I don't give a fuck about him going to jail. Then that's on her to decide. Like if somebody hit me, I decide
that's
what's
a bonus
justice for me.
That's her bonus check right there. Think of all the chicks that's on fans.
All right.
Think of all the chicks that's on fans only getting they
And what if she was into that shit? Like who's to say she wasn't?
She was drugged, man.
Prove it.
We don't know that
she was into it. Prove it.
We can't prove it. What if?
Because he didn't film it. He didn't film it.
But she didn't film it.
Hey, if it ain't on video, it didn't happen, huh?
Yep.
No, I'm just saying, like it's her story against.
And then it's the court of public opinion at that point.
That Diddy is actually innocent.
No, what I'm saying is we don't know. I'm just saying.
So look, another one. Another one that's current is the DJ Academics, right?
I'm confused.
Y'all seen? You
Bro,
confused?
we
All
on a
right,
whole
be
different
quiet
tangent,
then.
bro.
Be
This is a
quiet then.
whole
We know
other
what we talking
episode
about.
for another day, man.
I've been listening, bro, and then I've screamed until my face turned blue. Did it? You out here gargling dick right now? Yeah, you made your mouth close.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
hey,
Hold on. Let's go back. Let's rewind it. Who you talking to, OJ?
Cam.
He was talking to me.
I think you talking about me. You talking to me?
You do got something a big black thing to your face. You know
You
what I'm
talking
saying?
about? You talking to me? About
Yeah, because you got that big old black thing in your face.
About
That's
Diddy
why.
being innocent. What are you talking about?
Bro, did he hear me?
No,
I said,
no, he don't hear.
That Cam, bro.
No,
You pointing at Darnell.
From here, yeah, you pointing at Darnell.
Oh damn! On my screen,
You gonna mirror mode?
It's mirrored.
Yeah, that shit
it must be mirrored.
I'm pointing at Cam. Oh man.
I'm confused. Like, hold on now. Wait one motherfucking minute now.
All right, hold on.
That's
So
why
what's
you right
going
here?
on, man? What y'all talking about? Who? This is what
I
we
don't
gonna
wanna
do? Huh?
No, I just asked Mel if he thought Diddy was actually.
I'm not saying I don't know how we can prove. We can't prove whether he is or he ain't. For real.
Can't nobody else.
Yeah,
do
it's just a court of public opinion. That's all it
There's
is.
no way people still watching this right now.
I don't know, man.
You got some people watching this. That's crazy. No, we got some people
money
watching this still.
and the NDA that quickly.
Now we got 8.
I don't know, bro. I think that says enough.
Hey, who did that Epstein list drop? Today was supposed to be the day that Epstein.
It did drop.
Hey, bro, here's what's gonna happen, bro. They're gonna start leaking names like 2 by 2, 1 by 1, the whole year.
The whole list was
Keep
supposed
you
to
on
drop.
edge.
200. It's a 200 name list that was supposed to come out today.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out today, but I don't think it did.
Bro, 2024 be teasing us, man, already.
And shit.
Hey, bro, when that list come out, bro, that got to be the episode tonight, bro. We talking about this list.
Yeah, but look though,
hey,
I gotta hop off. I gotta hop off.
You two fellas.
So we gotta end this right now. So if
All
y'all just tuned in, y'all been watching this, and you ain't hit the like button, you in the wrong. Give us a little bit of respect. Hit that like button. If you ain't already, hit that subscribe button. We need 2 subscribers. I'm seeing we have 48. Please hit the subscribe button and share this with a friend so they can watch the recap of it. I thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for continuing to rock with us. We are out. It's the Iggs Deep Podcast. And thank you, Westside, for joining us once again, man. We got to add you as a permanent member soon, man. You keep coming up here like this. So, doses.
Yo, the next subscribe, Cam will give him $500.